also blamed my parents too. I was like, you were stupid. You said we could throw parties in the basement, so we did. Like shit. My parents used to like smoke, and so they would have like cartons of cigarettes, like they would have like a cupboard filled with cigarettes, and so like my friends would come over, and I tried cigarettes a couple times. I don't really particularly like them, but they would fucking, like, my friends would come over and grab a pack, and my parents would always blame my brother and me, and I'd be like, motherfucker, we're not the ones fucking smoking, and I'd be like, fuck it, whatever, you can blame us, we take the ass whooping, because, there were codes back then, and, but the best part was, like, when we got older, I would tell them, like, you guys left your cigarettes all over the place, plus, let's not forget the fact that you used to chain smoke in the fucking house, the car, the fucking church, like literally everywhere. Like fuck, we went on an airplane. They used to smoke on airplanes. I know, it's weird. There used to be ashtrays on fucking airplanes. And they would smoke and you would be subject to breathing this shit.
Yeah, they'd ask you smoking or unsmoking when you walked on. It was probably about 15 years ago, maybe. I was on a plane. And I sit down, I'm like, oh my God. And the person next to me couldn't have been more than like 20 years old or something like that. And he was like, what? And I go, there's a fucking ashtray on this plane. He went, what? They had welded it shut, right? But there was ashtrays still on the seat. And I go, do you see that? He goes, yeah, I've seen that before. I go, do you know what that is? And he's like, no. And they had just welded it shut, right?
Damn, and that always confused me because I was like, you go into a restaurant, do you want smoking or non-smoking? And literally the line was like some imaginary line, and the people in the smoking section, you would just see the cloud and it would drift over to us, and it always confused me, like, does it matter where we sit? Because, the same thing in the plane. Yeah, the plane. The seat next across from us is smoking. We're in it too. The shit ain't going anywhere. It's just literally in our face. So.
Yeah, we all had a friend whose mom. I could call her in the station wagon, windows up, like 8 kids in a car full of smoke.
No fucking seatbelts in the car either. Like,
I'm fucking home.
Do people even ride in the back of the pickup truck anymore? Because that was fun back in the day.
Spot, they'll pull you over so quick.
Oh, damn. Kids are missing out on that shit. Like, we had the station wagon where you got the face backwards, and you would face the
wood paneling on the side.
Yes, we had that. It was green, too. It was fucking avocado green. And so, like all things 80s, it was like the weirdest fucking color next to the pink toilets. Like, for some reason, we had peach and pink toilets. And, like, I remember one time, like, when we were driving down the road, my brother and I got into a fight. I threw his ass because, like, they would lower down the back window, you would face backwards, and you're looking at the rear end of the car and the car in front of you, and you're breathing in carbon monoxide from leaded fuel. Yes, there used to be a thing. The reason you have unleaded, there used to be leaded. That's the only reason. But we would breathe that shit in. And one time my brother and I got in a fight. I threw him out the back of the window, and it was like a few blocks before my parents realized my brother wasn't in the car. And there's my brother running down the road after, going, Mom, threw me out, and crying, and being the punk that he was. That was another ass whooping, too. Dude, we're Irish boys. Like, I remember a group of my friends, we made pipe bombs. Like, I know, guys, relax. These are IEDs before IEDs. The IEDs became pretty prevalent. But we would take, like, gunpowder from fireworks and shit like that. Put it into a big pipe. We'd mix all this shit in, crimp the ends, put a fuse in it, and fucking light it on railroad tracks. And it would go boom, and it would be loud as fuck. And it would send shit everywhere. Like, yeah, we did dumb shit back in the day. Also, we would take gun shells and kind of throw them in there. Like, literally, we were IRA terrorists.
We bought cherry bombs in the 80s.
Dude, we used to throw cherry bombs at our feet. Like, those were just kind of fun.
Yeah, like kids do with those little poppers toys these days.
Right? Like, kids are getting soft. You guys got to toughen up a little more. We got to bring back some of those toys. Like the Easy Bake Oven. Like, do you remember your cousins having that shit? Like, because most of my cousins were girls. They would have the Easy Bake Oven and would always bring it over to Grandma's house. And they'd be like, Grandma, I'm going to make brownies. And you would go in and touch the fucking brownie because you were going to steal one just because you were pissed off that your cousin was getting attention. And I went in, and I still have that scar on me from where I burnt it on the fucking 4,000 watt fucking bulb that cooked the fucking brownies. That shit was like highly fucking painful.
Or what about the game when you electrocuted yourself if you didn't get it right?
Yeah, right. That was the best. I put it up to my brother's nipple, and we figured out how to do cross currents on that, and it was great.
Okay, but no trip down kid toy lane from our generation can be complete without the football game, the vibrating football.
Dude, that thing was like fucking. That was still the best. Do they even make that anymore? I gotta go find one of those.
I don't know, or rock 'em, sock 'em.
Oh, do you remember the, what was it, the sumo gloves, the giant boxing gloves you used to have? And you could go out in the yard and punch each other and just knock out each other's fucking teeth in the backyard? It was fucking amazing.
No, we had real boxing gloves.
No, my parents, like, there were some lines my parents wouldn't cross, so they were like, no, let's not give them real boxing gloves because it gave...
Those were, you knew a kid who had them. Like no parent bought those. Not around where I grew up. But
Yeah,
you fell into Nunchuk Stars, like the underground kid toys.
Yeah, the shit that we had under the bed. Like, I remember when we, like, what was it? The switchblade combs. We would walk around with the switchblade combs until we figured out, oh, if you pull out the plastic part, you could put in, like, a piece of sheet metal and make a switchblade. And literally we made, like, fucking weapons out of it.
Oh, I had not just a switchblade, because we could get those. Like, somebody, you always was switchblade, or what was the one that was called where it popped out just up front? It didn't fold out.
Oh, stiletto, yeah.
Stiletto, yeah, that was the one I was like, yeah, this is better. Nothing else that I think you're carrying around with you. I'm gonna have one. My ninja stars might not do one day.
Well, shit, I remember, like, my first kiss behind the shed. I got there, I'm all, like, set. I'm nervous, like, I'm about to throw up because I have no idea. Like, this girl, she's cute. She's got boobs, or at least a bra that says she's got boobs. And, I'm, like, all excited, right? Like, your mouth is really dry, and you're like, okay. And she leans in, and you're like, I don't know what to do. Do I lick her, or do I, like, kiss her? And then just as I'm about to go in, it's the first kiss I've ever had. My brother, who is hiding, sits there and throws a dart. The ones your parents gave you because we didn't have plastic tips or little, like, fucking Velcro things. We had actual metal darts, like professionals use. And my brother whipped it and stuck it in my fucking ass cheek. And I screamed in this poor girl's face, like spit went all over her. And she fucking screamed, and she went running off, and here I am grabbing my ass cheek going, what the fuck, and I'm like, my brother's laughing on the ground so hard he's about to piss himself, and I'm like walking over him, like dragging holding my one ass cheek, trying to give him fucking haymakers with my left hand, and I'm like, motherfucker, I pop him one, give him a black eye, and he's still fucking laughing. He just, like, laughs no matter what I'm fucking doing to him. He's laughing. And I'm like, you gotta pull it out. You gotta pull it out. It hurts. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, my first kiss ruined by a fucking kid brother.
Okay, I've had conversations where we share our first kiss stories with a lot of people, reminiscing and shit. That's gotta be the worst one I ever had. Can you imagine that poor girl is probably still in therapy when somebody says, what was your first kiss like? She goes, well, let me tell you.
Dude, it was all through the school. Like, the very fucking next day, it was like, guys were, like, laughing at me. They're like, how's your ass feel? They're like, dude, you're kind of weird. I was was like, motherfuckers, I'm on the football team, I'm on baseball, like, I'm on the sports team, and I get ripped all the way. I was like, fuck. I still, to this day, every time I come into contact with my brother, I'm like, I'm still gonna pop you one for that fucking shit.
Okay, here's my first kiss story. It was 1976, and they were doing this whole bicentennial thing. So at the school, they painted up the playground kind of a map or an outline of the whole United States, and then each individual state. And then each kid dressed up as something from the state, Plymouth Rock, blah, blah, blah. So this girl that I really liked, and I was pretty sure liked me, was dressed as a cowboy or cowgirl from Texas, which was where I lived at the time. And I was dressed like an Indian from Oklahoma. So basically, my mom had made me like this loincloth, it's standing there in my underwear, right? No shirt, feather, total Indian look, right? Like all the teachers, everybody's going, oh, you look so good, what a great costume. So at the end of the day, they did these things. I got to read this speech I had written, blah, 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 whatever. So we had all these festivities for the whole day. So they let us out early, but my mom didn't know that they were letting us out early. So I'm standing at the front of the school with this girl, and so we kiss, and it was kind of like I wanted to. I kind of knew she wanted to, but she totally initiated it, right? And so we kiss, just kind of a little bit, and then she comes back in, and we French kiss, and I'm like, whoa, okay, this is cool, right? And then she takes my hand and literally shoves it down her pants. I was like, whoa, right? And I pull it out. I'm pretty sure I kind of freaked out a little bit. I was like, whoa, I was not ready for that one, right? And for the next 3 weeks, I pedaled my bike all the way over to the apartment building she lived in. We had a great time together. I don't know, but so many fucking days. I did everything that I could. Made out, fucked each other up a little bit. They really had sex with me like that, right? But just minor shit. And then one day after 2 weeks or something like that, maybe 2 weeks, I pedaled my bike over there, and they had moved, and she disappeared forever, and I never saw her again. To this day, if I meet somebody named Tara, I'm like, did you grow up in Texas?
Dude, yeah, I dated, what was it? Her name was KJ, and she was one of those teen model types. She was always doing photo shoots and shit like that. And I used to get pissed off because she would be like, oh, I have to go away for the weekend. And she was a heavy smoker, so she did these Marlboro things, and we'd have to go buy her cigarettes all the fucking time. But she was all about that life. And I remember the first time I got to feel a boob. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do with this? And I squeeze it, she's like, ow, she starts screaming. She's like, why are you squeezing me so hard? And she goes, you're going to break it. And I was like, oh my God. And for the longest time, I thought that I would pop a boob, I could pop it like a water balloon or something along those lines. I had the biggest fear about touching women after her experience, because I didn't know what to do. No one, Dad said, he gave me a little talk about the birds and the bees, but it was the Irish way. It wasn't really hey, this is how it goes. It was if she comes back with a kid, just know you're getting a job and you're going to have to raise and you're going to marry that woman. And I was like, oh, okay. And he didn't really explain a whole lot, but fuck. I can just remember her screaming at the way I grabbed her boob at first, and then she's like, go gentle, and then we'd make out, do the heavy petting thing and all that stuff, and then she found a fucking senior, and then I was forgotten about. I was so pissed.
Dude, that sucks, man. I didn't get the fatherly birds and bees. I learned from Penthouse Forum, so I had a I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years old, I had a very twisted sense of birds and bees. And two birds, one bee, just stuff that I would read at Penthouse Forum. I was that to the 12-year-old, shocked and both. What did you say?
Yeah, my dad kind of gave me the Father of the Year speech where he's like, the dingling between your legs is going to get super hard, and if you put it inside a woman and you knock her up, she's going to get pregnant, and then you're going to have to raise that kid and you're going to have to marry it. So be careful about who you put that into. Don't put it into an ugly woman. And, oh, by the way, just be really careful about it because you can get diseases that'll make you scratch your shit all day long. And I was like, gee, thanks, Dad. You just, like, horrified me more so than any Stephen King fucking movie could.
Dude, I lost my virginity to a woman who called me about 3 months later and started asking me the exact date we were together. Then tells me she's pregnant, and we, like, spent, like, the weekend together, and then it turns out, like, she had a boyfriend or whatever, right? And I was like, okay, whatever, right? So she tells me if it's mine, she's going to keep it. If it's him, she's going to abort it, right? And then she just disappears, right? This is back before cell phones. She called me, like, I didn't know how to get a hold of her. It was, like, my entire fucking after that. And, of course, it was the time of AIDS, so you were already scared anyway, right? I was, like, deathly afraid of coming inside, right? So I was literally like, blowjobs, anal, like anything but to ejaculate inside.
What was it? My first time was, that blonde girl. Oh, yes, Renee. She was so great. It was the best 20 seconds of my entire life. Literally, I think, like, it was like a lot of kissing and a lot of fumbling, but then that 20 seconds passed, and that was it. Like, pretty much after that, I was like, oh, yeah, this is great. Yep, no, we're good.
Shit, dude, I had a woman who, like, trained me. The first time we did it, every time I would try and come, she would, like, do something to interrupt it. So the first time we did it was, like, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then 10 minutes later we're doing it again. Like, literally, we screwed 4 or 5 times within about 8 hours. I think one time lasted about an hour. Like, she was literally, like grooming me to satisfy her, right? And I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, no, I only had 2 women before I met my wife, and then I was with my wife, like, then it was like 19 times a day in every room of the house, or like on the beach, in palm trees, on mountaintops, like on boats, like shit, cars. Like, literally, we could be driving to the convenience store and it'd be like, hey, pull over real quick. And nowadays, I'm kind of like, man, those were fun times. And again, the Deep Forest songs always come back to me. I'm like, fuck, I had to listen to that shit. Because that was back when women played songs over and over and over again. Like, they connected on the CD. Like, I love track 5, and they just kept playing track 5 on repeat.
Oh, God, I hated that, man. Yeah, I had one like that when I was, God, I guess I was about 19. And just an insatiable, full-blown nymphomaniac, anywhere, anytime. And I was absolutely in love. I would have married her. I actually met her because she got in a fight with her boyfriend, who was a friend of mine. He wasn't a very good friend, so I was like, okay, whatever. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about, some fucked up shit he did to me, like, fucked up a surfboard, stole some shit from me. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna fuck this girl, right? Because she totally came on to me. I didn't come on to her at all. So we had this incredible fucking romance for like a month, and then she just ghosted me, just like disappeared. She lived like not far from me, and I would stand there and wait for her, and she just would talk to me, would come to the door, just like wouldn't tell me anything, right? So I mean, it took me probably like 2 months to get over her, only because I got on top of somebody else, basically. And so then I had forgotten about her, and literally almost a year to the day, she shows up at my house. I'm sitting in my room smoking some pot, and I look out the window, and her car pulls up right there, parks, just kind of sits there in front of my house like she used to do. Because that was our thing. Like, she'd pull up, we'd go for a drive, fuck someone. She pulled up, and I was just like, holy shit, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna go out there. So go out there. She doesn't say a word, doesn't talk about why we broke up, doesn't talk about where she's been for 11 months, nothing. We just go, we fuck like rabbits, come back home, say nothing. I kind of brought it up about 2 weeks later, right? And she's like, look, I don't want to talk about it, just have a good time, just shut your mouth and enjoy. Right? And I was like, okay, yeah. So it lasted for another 2 weeks, and almost like a year to the day, fucking ghosted me again, disappears. 3rd year, same fucking exact thing. I end up at a party, and her friend, she's a beautiful brunette, right? Her friend was a beautiful drop-dead blonde. And we're at this party, and her friend was always a little bit flirtatious, just kind of flirtatious. I wouldn't take it serious, and I was not gonna fuck around with Kelly. Like I was absolutely committed. Would have married her, faithful as fuck, right? If I could have been, right? And so we're at this party, and all of a sudden, her blonde friend pulls me in this room. She goes, "Look, man, be cool. Like you're a cool dude. Like just be cool, and I'll fuck you." And I was like, I didn't know whether it was a test. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And so I was like, clear, like, look, man, you're really attractive, and I appreciate the offer, but like, I love Kelly, and I want to be with her. She goes, no, you don't understand. Just be cool. Like, you can't be with Kelly. Like, you don't get it. And I was like, wait, maybe I'm gonna get an actual answer to what the fuck is going on here, right? And she goes, the reason and what's going on is she dates and it was keyboardist from REO Speedwagon, Kevin Cronin, I think his name is. And so she would date me while they were on tour, and then when he comes back from tour, she'd break up with me to go back to him, right? And so her friend tells me this, and I'm like, oh, like, okay. And so she was telling me this because he was showing up to the party, he came home early, right? And she didn't expect him to be there. So her friend's just trying to get me to not, like, cause a scene, not act like, like I'm her boyfriend or whatever. So I go back out into the room, and he's shown up. He's kissed her. They're kind of hugging and just all lovey-dovey right there in the kitchen where all the alcohol is. And I walk over, and there's a bunch of bottles of shit. I just pour myself a shot, and she's kind of looking at me all nervous, like, oh, what's he going to do? Is he going to flip out? Like, she doesn't know what to expect. So I pour a shot, down the shot, pour myself another shot, I down that. And I just kind of nod to her, like, hey, right? And I give her this look, and she's all, like, worried or whatever. And I just turned left the party. Never said nothing to her ever again. Actually, never. I saw her a couple of times after that, and then her family moved. And I knocked on the door one day, and her friend and her brother told me that a friend that we had both known, they got married. Not the friend that she was with when I took her away from him. They ended up getting married, had a kid, blah, blah, blah. Right? And so I was like, I don't know, maybe I dodged a bullet. But it was like that. She broke my heart 3 fucking years in a row.
Well, at least you can lay claim that you took REO Speedwagon's like fucking groupie, and you can say, yeah, you know what, I was that guy.
Yeah, but to this day, whenever I hear REO Speedwagon, I'm like,
I mean, I would be kind of that way. I mean, I don't know. I dated, like, after Elizabeth, I dated an actress. And I will tell you this, like, for all these people that love, like, they glorify all being with these, like, really gorgeous women. Like, all these women that are, like, really high up, like, models and actresses, I've dated a number of them. I'm going to tell you, it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's really not. The actresses, like, the one I dated, she was in this, like, fucking movie where there's, like, fucking vampires and stuff like this, and she's making out with a guy because it's in part of the scene, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this shit, like, I'm good, and I really liked her. I was like, you know what, she was understanding, she really liked, when I talk about my girl, she would, like, say, oh, do all the cuckoo things and all this stuff, and I really liked her. The only part was, like, my internal mechanism. I couldn't be like, dude, I can't watch you kiss another guy. Like, I'm sorry, that's just not how I'm cut out to be. Like, you're picking the wrong guy. And she's like, you just have to get more modern. Later on, like a number of years later, I want to give it about 2 years ago, she reaches out to me and she's like, I miss you so much. You've been like, I constantly fantasize about you. I constantly think about you. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't be with you. I'm really not wanting to be with you. I don't want to, like, I just don't want to continue on this way. And she's like, I promise you, like, blah, 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 this. Turns out that she ended up hooking up with the guy. She did the whole, like, vampire fucking movie or whatever that shit was. And he ended up chasing a younger girl and moving on to, like, other deals and started, like, fucking all those, and then turned around and started being bisexual and left her high and dry. And then she came crawling back and realized, like, I realized what a big mistake I made, and I was like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, it's just dumb. Like, we don't have anything in common. Like, I'm a one and done kind of guy. And, yeah, that's my claim to fame. I got to bang an actress in a fucking vampire movie.
I mean, I've dated beautiful women. I've dated actresses, model types, a few here and there, and I've dated women who were average. Hell, I've dated a few women that you would probably consider ugly. Um, but I always say to people, because they always when they find out what I do, they always ask questions and stuff. I say, generally speaking, as a rule of thumb, you don't want to date a woman who lies for a living. I mean, she's living a lie. That's her job as an actress. But at the same time, the ones that I've been with, and I've been in every weird configuration, like I had a girlfriend who allowed me to do whatever I wanted to do, but within certain rules. Like I couldn't go down on her, and I couldn't go back for seconds. But if I wanted to screw another woman, she'd be like, okay, whatever, right? But as long as I lived up to her rules, it was cool with that. I've been in relationships where she kind of was open and I wasn't. I've been in relationships where we were both kind of open. Like I've tried a bunch of different configurations, and they always seem to be kind of temporary things. Like if I love someone and I see a long-term relationship with them, I'm not going down any of those roads. But what I find with most actresses, and I hate generalizing for the most part, but most actresses have a sliding scale of morality, if you will, in the sense of if sleeping with someone is going to help them to get where they need to get to in that power dating, not necessarily I'm going to suck your dick to get the role, but if I can date a director who's going to become something, they're willing to make that jump. And that's not to say that there aren't actresses. Whenever you do casting, if you cast 500 women, 2 of them will offer to have sex for the role, minimum, right? It's par for course. The Me Too movement and everything, totally legit. Harvey Weinstein took advantage of all that stuff, and I'm not trying to say that, but there's a dual side to that coin that absolutely exists if you've ever been around. Now, I've never taken advantage of that, but it is there and it does exist. And I fell in love with an actress, but she wasn't serious about the relationship. But it was still one of the best sexual relationships I've ever had. I mean, we would fuck for like 8 hours at a time. Once we did it on ecstasy, I literally couldn't wear underwear or pants or anything for almost like a day. I was literally like raw. And it was an incredible relationship, but I knew because she was an actress, it was temporary from the get. So I got to this point where it's like evaluate early on, is this a long term? Is this a short term? And that doesn't work for everyone, but generally speaking, the more beautiful, like if you've ever seen the Crazy Hot Scale video, and for those in the audience, if you've never seen the Crazy Hot Scale video, watch that, watch the male version, and then watch the female version. The female version is funny as fuck, you'll laugh your ass off. But there's some truth to it. The hotter they are, the more problems you're going to have. The more guys are going to hit on them, the more jealousy you're going to have to deal with. And I love beautiful women, but I have been happier with women who are more plain and more
Holy
average,
shit.
except for when the woman who is beautiful knows the pitfalls of that and knows how to navigate around it. If she takes care to not make you feel jealous, if she takes care to explain to you and is open to you, and does the things that allow you to feel comfortable and reinforces that she loves you and whoever she's meeting with is a job-oriented thing, it's not social, blah, blah. Like, if they go out of their way, then you know that they love you, right? And then I think it can work, but generally speaking, almost all of the guys I've ever seen that wanted to date actresses, strippers, models, porn stars, because I'm here in the valley, they work out, right? It's just, if you're in the industry, your relationship suffers. And it's not a male, it goes both ways, right? It's the same if it's an actor dating a woman who's not within the industry. It's just not a good mix.
Well, it's like women who think they want a guy like me. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, you may want one of those rough and tumble guys, but yeah, it sounds great if hey, I'm going to go off into the wilderness with him. I'm going to go on a big game hunt. I'm going to go, I'm going to go to Africa and climb a mountain. Like, it all sounds glamorous, romantic. You've got all the novels in Hollywood give you those things. But, like, when it comes down to, like, the day-to-day, like, I hate to tell you this, and you're beautiful and all this stuff, but here's a a hand trowel and go dig yourself a cat hole and go shit in the woods. Like you're gonna go do that stuff. You're not gonna smell nice. You're not gonna put on like 40 pounds of makeup and have perfume and have this perfectly ironed freaking shirt and khaki pants, and you're gonna be like all like whole like I don't know Audrey Hepburn kind of look to you. It's just it doesn't work in real life. You're gonna be sweaty, dirty, grimy, and you're. And I'm gonna tell you, hey, we're still carrying on, and it's just I don't know. But I feel you there. But bud, it was great talking to you.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta go as well. But I was gonna end with the last woman I fell in love with. I absolutely, the minute I knew I was in love with her, we were driving. She says, "Pull over." And I said, "What?" She says, "I gotta pee." And she literally just side of the road squats because his tobacco car doesn't say a word. We were driving away. I'm like, "Cool, this is the one." It was the one for the time.
Definitely, yeah.
Like, that was the moment I knew. I was like, "Yeah, cool."
It happens perfect. But yeah, William, it was good chatting with you. I'm gonna dip out and I'm gonna head to bed, curl up. I got a big day, big weekend ahead of me. I gotta travel early in the morning, so I'll catch you guys later.
Yep, see you around then.
All right, bye.
Wow. Another exciting episode of Brad's life and amazing things that he has done. I wonder if he'll ever meet the girl of his dreams to jump into a pond to meet an alligator to take a selfie, to climb up a mountain, to catch a bald eagle by its feet and fly across a valley and crash into a brown bear, and then to eat salmon. Viking, warrior, America's Rambo, America's clubhouse Rambo. I am the law. I am the law. Sylvester Stallone, Rambo, aka Viking.
Don't push it, I'll give you a war you won't believe. They drew first blood, not me. I have a war. You gotta become war. Murdoch, I'm coming to get you. Mission accomplished. For our country to love us as much as we love it. That's what I want. Live for nothing. Or die for something. Don't push it, I'll give you a war you won't believe. They drew first blood, not me. I have a war.
They drew first blood, not me. I got chased out of the bar tonight by some Latina. She wanted to kill me. I said, bitch, I'm going to call ICE. Hello? Clubhouse just needs more cowbell. Clubhouse just needs more cowbell. Say it with me. Clubhouse just needs more cowbell. Hello? The fool, folly, thoughtlessness, extravagance, lack of discipline, inconsideration, delirium, frenzy, unrestrained excess, carelessness in promises, insecurity, beginning adventure, new start, precipice of life, excitement, something new. Oh, the holy guardian angel El Normo has arrived. Rabono Shalom, I just escaped from a very volatile situation with my life intact. Before anything could happen, Rabono Shalom, I turned the corner and the police were there. They saved me.
Isn't that amazing sometimes?
This girl was coming to kill me. I turned the corner and the police are right there. She takes one look at the police and she turned her back and said, "Fuck this, I'm leaving."
Did you break her heart?
No, she was on stage shaking that ass. So I opened up my YouTube and created a 15-second clip. And then she came up to me afterwards and she's like, "Delete that." And she's like, "Where is it?" I said, "It's on YouTube." And she says, "Delete it right now." I said, "Okay, I'll delete it for you." And then she started screaming at me. And I was like, "Well, I was going to delete it for you." And then she went nuts and I got up and I stormed out of the bar real quick because I was like, I could tell this is going to escalate. So I booked it quick. I turned the corner and the police were there and she was like, "Oh shit. I'm turning around." And now she's got, many thousands of views on YouTube. So that's the exciting part.
559 to be precise.
I hope it blows up. I hope she gets tons of views. She was very upset.
It's a big nothing, though. She's just being a regular person on stage. What is it, karaoke?
I don't know. She's just upset that somebody filmed her content, because everybody is now conscious of content. So when some fucking guy in a suit is sitting there filming, shaking your ass and putting it on YouTube, and she's like, "Wait a minute, I just graduated college, and now some fucking loser at a bar has 45 seconds of me shaking my fat ass on stage." Holy shit! Like, that's the thing. It's like I was gonna comply with her request until she got rude, and then I got rude, and then she got ruder, and it escalated. But I never said anything insulting. I introduced myself as an artist.
Well, if I shake my ass, would you comply with my requests? I'm kidding. I accept you as you are, John.
If I was out on the street, I would have a better case for not being able to record in a bar, because the street you can actually film people on that stage, and I do that usually when I first get there with the bands, and they look at me like, "I hate that you're filming us, but you're on the street, so I guess we can't really complain." So I can understand a girl with a fat ass getting upset that some guy in a bar filmed her shaking her fat ass. It's like, yeah, okay. I can understand that, but I knew that it was like a clubhouse room. I just wanted to get away, an Irish goodbye as quick as possible from the situation. So I dramatically rose from my chair, slammed my drink on the table, and just quickly double timed it out of that place and booked it. And then they chased me. Her and her crew chased me down the street. And then I turned that corner and boom.
I wish you'd film that.
She was screaming at me. Oh my God.
I wish you'd film that.
I just wanted to get away as quick as possible because this one was violent. This girl was violent. And
I wish you were Naruto running.
yeah, I have an amazing $75 Amazon suit. It's red. And everybody, the comments are so funny.
Oh, I have something coming up. You can get good suits from Amazon for little money.
$75 for an incredible suit.
Really? Well, what's the brand or something? What do you look for?
Just type in men's suits and boom, right there. First results. Just go for the one with the lot of ratings. $75 or less.
I got a really good tuxedo from H&M for like $150. Looked like $1 million.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Thailand and I was still paying $200 a suit for a custom-made suit. And these suits on Amazon come from China. The stitching and the fabric and the elastic, it's like stretches, you know. So these are like, I mean, holy cow! Like these are $200 suits for $75.
This is crazy. 66, 85, 89, 98. This is hilarious. And they're good?
I'm not kidding you. They're top quality. They come in a plastic, sealed Ziploc bag. These are mass manufactured Chinese suits. They're really
Delivery overnight.
fucking amazing, right?
5116.
Jeff Bezos is the biggest haberdasher on the planet.
That's hilarious.
He's in the schmata business.
It's hilarious.
I'm not kidding you. I wore suits in the Chabad tonight, and this girl was like, "This is very bold of you to wear a red suit. I don't know if I'd have the confidence to wear a red suit. It's not like bright red. It's like, that dark red, whatever. What do they call it?
Men's suits classic fit two-piece suit with set one button casual.
Yeah, that's the one I bought.
Really?
I bought it in blue, red, green, purple, black.
That's hilarious. Did you get a tie? I mean, if you mess it up, you throw it out.
I got a gazillion ties, but all my suits don't fit me anymore. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy all new suits. And I bought triple XL. And that fits the best, and I effed up, but I did buy a double XL.
Are you that big?
I'm 6'3", but when when you wear the fabric, like I did notice the tips of my pants were kind of dragging a little bit, so they're a little dirty. But the feeling of having the extra fabric, like I hate being in a tight, fit suit. So the triple XL, it's all about like it's big, but the look of it is unique because it's one color, and if you go out, most people are wearing like multicolored outfits. So if you wear a blue suit out, like you really stand out, you really stand out.
One button, three-piece blazer. This just looks great.
Yeah, you just gotta either extra large or extra extra large. You gotta look at the measurements. But I would say go just one size bigger and live with the extra fabric.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you feel like $1,000,000 in a suit. So we got Howard in the house and Stinny, the whole clubhouse crew. Pepe's sleeping, Peter's sleeping, BB sleeping, Blake is sleeping. Everybody's asleep. The magician. Self-confidence, willpower, skill, initiative, creativity, originality, flexibility, dexterity, craft, guile, masterfulness, capability, trickery, misleading, deception. The high priestess. Wisdom, serenity, serene knowledge, judgment, learning, sagacity, common sense, understanding, hidden emotion, reserve, demanding, emotionless, inability to share, lack of patience, cold emotion, uncomfortableness. The Empress, action, development, progress, fruitfulness, fertility, attainment, accomplishment, marriage, mother, sister, wife, feminine influence, subterfuge, tears, female guiles, harassment, spendthrift, a nagging Karen, the Emperor, realization, accomplishment, worldly power, wealth, stability, authority, indomitable spirit, endurance, leadership, father, brother, husband, male influence, direct pressure, dominance, inconsideration, the Hierophant, mercy, kindness, goodness, good advice, inspiration, alliance, humility, compassion, servitude, inactivity, overly reserved, afraid, timid, captivity, lack of conviction, afraid to face facts, unrealistic, the lovers. Love, beauty, attraction, perfection, harmony, unanimity, trials overcome, confidence, trust, temptation, romance, infatuation, tendency towards optimism, oblivious to possible consequences, the chariot, vengeance, difficulty, trouble, conflicting influence, outside factors, turmoil, indecision, perplexity, triumph, failure, conquest, defeat, possible voyage, escape, chaos, fleeing from reality, rushing to decision, justice, equity, justice, fairness, reasonableness, proper balance, harmony, rightness, virtue, honor, virginity, just reward, self satisfaction, sincere desire, good intentions, well meaning actions, advice, the hermit, prudence, withdrawal, circumspection, caution, solicitude, loner, insensitive, expressionless, misleading, misguiding, regression, recession, failure to face facts, tendency to withhold emotion, fearful of discovery, the wheel of fortune, destiny, fortune, luck, felicity, inevitability, approaching a change, good or bad, depending upon the other nearby cards, fate, luck, godsend, destiny, culmination, conclusion, result, approaching an end to a problem or resolving of a question, strength, courage, fortitude, energy, determination, resolution, defiance, action, confidence, zeal, fervor, physical strength, mind over matter, conquest, accomplishment, attainment at considerable peril, the hanged man, sacrifice, surrender, abandonment, renunciation, transition, suspension, abeyance, indecision, lack of progress, readjustment, outside factors having strong influences.
All the novels in Hollywood give you those things. But like when it comes down to like the day to day, like
When it comes down to the day to day, if you can't get out into the forest with me to hunt squirrels, to build a fire, to dig a log cabin, well, then you're useless. And I have no need for you in the world of the wilderness and the Viking known as Brad. A beautiful actress just doesn't do it for me because she's too busy making movies while I'm trying to dig a slit trench to take a shit in the forest with a little hoe axe, one of those little gardening tools. I hear you,
hey,
man.
how much?
I hear you, man. So Tulsi Gabbard has been terminated. I wrote on Instagram, "Ding dong, the witch is dead, the daddle," and everybody liked it. Thousands of people were happy that Tulsi Gabbard has been canned. And she claims that she's leaving because her husband has a rare form of bone cancer. Sorry, everybody, I gotta retire. My beautiful husband, who has filmed all my videos for all these years, has a rare form of bone cancer. He was with me during my deployment to this, he was with me during my deployment to that, and now it's time for me to take care of him in his time of need. It has nothing to do with the CIA raiding my office and taking a bunch of MK Ultra content and other kinds of amazing pieces of content that I was probably, copying, duplicating, disseminating, or deleting. I don't think it was the deleting part, but I think it was more of the what's she gonna do with it part. What's she doing with all that content that she's in control of? She became too much of a liability for Donald John Trump. Get rid of her. Fire her. You're fired. Put your stuff in a box. You got 30 minutes. Get the fuck out of the office. You're done. Go to Hawaii and take care of your husband with the rare bone cancer. Sincerely, your president, Donald John Trump. Your services are no longer needed. Put your shit in a box. You got 30 minutes, and you gotta get the fuck out. And if you take anything with you, the CIA or the FBI will come to your front door to remove it from your privilege. Sincerely, your president,